video we're going to be looking at the continuous flat braid join. I've been working that here, and that is the part that goes up the centre of these two blocks that I'm working at the moment. If you look closely, you can sort of see the braided effect, and I've worked it all in one colour so you can see how seamless that looks and how it sort of all blends in very beautifully, but does give this lovely decorative appearance right up the centre of those two pieces. It's worked similar to a join as you go method, in that one piece will be complete, and in my example here, the piece on the right started off with the chain space loops all the way around to give that frilled edge. And the piece on the left, all I've got here is a double crochet border all the way around, or double crochet round all the way around, to kind of give me a foundation to work this last round into, which is this chain space frilled edge. Now you can work that however you want, as long as you're consistent. In my case here, I've got 1 double crochet, then 3 chain, skip a stitch, 1 double crochet, and that's what I've worked all the way around on this piece here, and that's what I'm going to end up with working all the way around on this piece here. I've got an extra couple of chains at the corners, but we will talk about that when we get there. Generally, if you're using this join, your pattern will have already told you kind of what to put in place at this stage, but again, as long as you're consistent, you can, if you're going to just use this yourself, as long as you're consistent, you can make those chain spaces as long or short as you like, skipping as many or as few stitches as you like. As long as they're not pulled or stretched too tightly, you will still achieve this lovely braid effect when you join. Now, I wanted to show you it all in the one colour so you can see how seamless it looks and how it sort of it grows onto the squares. But in order for you to see the construction and see how it actually works, I'm going to work it again in a real contrast colour so it's easier to see how it's all put together. Okay, so here's our starting point, and I'm going to call this block on the right block 1, because this is the block that is absolutely complete. It's got the border all the way around, it's got the chain space border all the way around, so there's nothing more to be done on this block. All the work has to happen on block number 2 here, which is the one that's going to be joined to block number 1. And where I've got to on block number 2 here is I have just put double crochets all the way around my block, so it basically becomes possible to work it in the round rather than backwards and forwards in rows, which is what I've started with here. You don't have to get to this stage, you can work directly into the sides of the stitches if you want to, but I've just chosen to put double crochets all the way around to make sure that I've kind of got a good guide as to where I need to put all my stitches. If you want to do that, just as a guide, I've made these pieces in rows with treble crochet, UK terminology, and to put double crochet into them, what I've chosen to do is put 1 double crochet around the post and 1 into the stitch space. So there's basically 2 double crochet per row on my piece here, with 3 to get me around the corner. All right, so again, just if you want to practice, generally your pattern will tell you how many stitches you need to put around the edge if you're going to use this join. So I'm going to make my join up this edge here, and I'm going to start at the bottom corner because of, you know, the nature of how we crochet. I'm just going to turn things this way because it's a more natural way, obviously, to crochet, but you can see that I'm joining the side seams, so I'm going to start in the bottom right of block number 2 and in the bottom left of block number 1. Okay, I've made, as I said, 3 double crochet stitches to get me round the corner, and I'm going to put my hook through the centre of those 3 double crochet stitches, the centre of the 3 double crochet stitches, and that's going to be my starting point for the continuous flat braid join. I'm working in this really sort of bright mustardy colour, just so, like I said, so you can see how it's constructed. If you wanted to make a very obvious join, you could, but make sure you kind of match the colours. You'd want them on both sides to achieve the braided effect. So I'm going to start just by pulling up a loop and securing with 1 chain. Now the little chain spaces I've made in the corner are 5 chains long, and what I'm going to do to start with here, I'm going to make 2 chains. So I've already made 1. I'm going to make a second chain, and then I'm going to stop, because continuous flat braid join is a really lovely join. The only thing that's fiddly about it is you have to take your hook out every time you make a join. So I've done 2 chain here. I'm going to remove my hook now. I'm going to put my hook from front to back through that very corner chain loop that I've made pick up the loop from the hook again and pull through. And I wanted to make 5 chain. I've already made 2, so I'm going to finish with the 3. 1, 2 and 3. Now for this corner and for this corner, for corners only, I'm going to go back into the same stitch that I came out of. Okay, that is just how we treat a corner here on this particular design. Again, it depends what your pattern says, but for the purposes of this video, that's the only time I'm going back into the same stitch. Okay, so we have got 1 join happening already. Can you see? Nice and secure. So let's go again then, and from now on my little chain spaces, so these little loops are made with 3 chains only. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 1 chain, take my hook out, go into the next little chain loop that I've made on block number 1, pick up the loop again, put it back on the hook, pull it through and make the next 2 chains, or the last 2 chains, so 1 and 2, and that is the 3 chains all made in total there. I'm coming down and I'm skipping the next stitch, going into the next one and making a double crochet. So if you remember, that was the pattern I made for these little loops: 3 chain and a double crochet with a skipped stitch between. Okay, so I skip my stitch, put my double crochet in the next stitch along. Let's do that one more time. So 1 chain, take my hook out, put my hook front to back through the next loop, pull the loop through and make those last 2 chain, 1 and 2. Come back down to block number 2, skip the next double crochet and make a double crochet into the one after. I'm going to do one more and we're going to look and see what's happening. So you can see what's happening, can't you? We're going to make 1 chain, and after our first chain we take our hook out, we go into the next loop that we've made on our first block, we pull the loop through, we make the 1 and 2 chain, and we come down, skip a stitch, double crochet in the next one. Let's just have a look at that. So if I turn that the correct way up, can you see, if I pull that apart, what's happening there? It's looking like a lovely braid. It's really obvious now. You can see it with the gold. You can see how the loops on the block number 1 are interacting with what we're making on block number 2 to create that braided effect. Easier to see with the contrast colour, isn't it? So that's all we're going to do all the way up. Okay, just make 1 loop, take my hook out, put my hook, put my hook through the next chain space, pull the loop through, make 2 chain and then make 1 double crochet, skip in the next stitch, make 1 double crochet in the stitch after that. So I'm going to do that all the way up now until I get to the corner space. Just repeating those steps. So 1 chain, pull through, 2 chain. Okay. 1 chain. You can see once you get the hang of it, it will be a bit quicker, but it's just that action of having to take the loop off the hook and put your hook through that makes it, I don't even want to say fiddly. It's not really fiddly. It's just perhaps more time consuming than other joining methods. So 1 chain, on, hook out, sorry, and off we go. Okay, I'm now going into the very last loop before the corner loop, just doing everything in the same way that we've done so far. And I will skip a stitch, and the next stitch I go into should be the centre of the 3 that I've made at the corner. And I finish with my double crochet as normal. Now the only difference now is because I'm at the corner, I've got a couple of extra chain, haven't I? I've got 5 at the corner rather than a 3. So this time I'm going to make 2 chain before I go through that loop. 2 chain, take my hook out, put it through the corner loop, pull it through, make 3. 1, 2 and 3. And this time again, if you remember, just as we did at the very beginning, I'm going back into the same stitch. So we treat the corners a tiny bit differently. Just need a little bit of extra space at those corners. Okay, so that is the side completely joined. Can you see how that braid is working up the center of the 2 blocks? And you're now completely free to carry on and make that pattern in the normal way to complete this second block. So 3 chain, skip a double crochet in the next one, 3 chain, skip a double crochet in the next one, and on and on. And that is it, really. So the action of taking the hook out and pulling the hook loop through is what basically gives you that ability to create what looks like a braided effect between your 2 blocks. Okay, so you can see the 2 blocks are now joined. I can finish all going all the way around with my pattern here. Obviously I'm just doing it in a contrast colour to show you, but you've created that really nice braid effect between the 2 blocks, and that is continuous flat braid join.